My brothers and sisters, citizens of Israel, a short while ago, Israel and the United States launched a joint military operation, Operation Roaring Lion. The operation's goal is to end the threat from the Ayatollah regime in Iran. At this hour, the IDF is attacking targets of the oppressive regime, facilities of the Revolutionary Guard and Basij. Alongside the United States military, they are striking ballistic missile sites that threaten both Israel and US forces. This operation will continue as long as necessary. For 47 long years, the oppressive regime in Iran has consistently shouted, "Death to Israel, death to America." It has also brutally suppressed its own people, its citizens. He instilled fear and dread in the hearts of the peoples of the region. He established an extensive terror network that spanned the entire world. He poured immense resources into developing atomic bombs and tens of thousands of missiles, which were designed, as he himself stated, to completely erase Israel from the world map. He has also armed the terror organizations surrounding us in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Syria, in Iraq, in Yemen, in Judea and Samaria, and he has bled us dry. But if anyone still needed further proof regarding the murderous nature of the Ayatollah's regime, they received it just last month, because we all witnessed how this regime of terror in Tehran carried out an unprecedented mass slaughter of its own Iranian citizens. He murdered in cold blood thousands of children, adults, and the elderly. Tens of thousands were arrested, tortured, and humiliated. And why? Just because they wanted lives of freedom and dignity. My brother.
This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. And Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi are indeed making these nations, these kings of the earth, riling them up and making them move according to the Lord's will for prophecy's sake. First and foremost, before we get started, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi for putting a spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutation, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing his word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And open prayer that this lesson be edifying to the elect. So yeah, the war drums are beating louder now. We're officially at war with Iran. Not we, but Babylon, And it's a beautiful thing, man. The Lord said, that, let's get it. Ecclesiastes 3:1, and I'll jump down. And it reads, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Going straight to the point. 8th verse. A time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. And we are indeed in that time of war, man. This is why we, as the scriptures say, measuring the time diligently. 2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we're measuring the time diligently by filtering these current events through the scriptures, man. And we see how close we are to the end of these devils' world, man. And we know that since World War III is popping off, that means that MO to the TB is right around the corner, man. Jacob's trouble, that hour of temptation, right? It's all right around the corner. Call Allah Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. All praises to Yahawah and Yahawashi. So this is from NPR, and it says this just happened. I believe it happened last night. Last night, early this morning, U.S. and Israel strike Iran in Operation Epic Fury. Trump calls for regime overthrow. Now, originally they were speaking about like uranium and different things of that nature, but now they're talking about, they need to overthrow the regime and, basically do what these devils always do and put in somebody that's favorable to them. That's what, but Iran's not going for it, And I'm trying to remember one of the brothers, brother from I believe he's from Mississippi out there with Elder Kazak, GMS Kingdom Minded, if I'm not mistaken. He had just did a video a few days ago about how a general was warning Trump about going against Iran and basically saying that the Babylon didn't have enough artillery to go at them for an extended amount of time. Lord's will I could find that, and put it in the post production. But Babylon has run themselves. They have spread themselves too thin, just like ancient Rome. Same thing. They were involved in too many conflicts, and they had their soldiers in all these different garrisons set up in all these different places, so that when they were Rome was being attacked, there wasn't enough soldiers to help them, and it's the same to help defend it, and it's the same thing now. There's, as the scripture says, there's no new thing under the sun. So let's read some of this and get some precepts, and that'll be the lesson. So it says, Washington, D.C., Tel Aviv, Israel, and Amman, Jordan. The U.S. and Israel launched a wave of airstrikes Saturday against Iran as part of a major military campaign intended to topple the Islamic regime, according to President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The attack began after sunrise in Iran, with huge explosions ringing out in the capital, Tehran. Videos show large plumes of thick smoke. Iran's foreign minister called the attack a gross violation of its national sovereignty. A statement said the airstrikes hit both military and civilian targets. They have hit many targets around me, and we hear fighter jets and missiles exploding, said a resident in western Tehran, reached by phone before communications were cut in Iran. People were panicking and trying to get to their homes. Children are running out of school. Iranian state media said one of the airstrikes hit a girls' primary school in southern Iran, killing at least 85 children. I mean, and this is exactly what these devils constantly do. They always killing women and children, but there's no honor amongst the thieves, man. But that's exactly what needs to happen, because Iran was already, I forget, let me see if I can find it. So this isn't, I was looking for another article, but this one's good too, just to add to the point. It says exclusive, ahead of strikes, what I mentioned a little while ago. One of Trump's advisors Trump was told that an attack on Iran was high risk, right? High reward. It says, there it goes. There it goes right there. In the summary, it says Trump briefings included risks, opportunities in Middle East. Diplomatic efforts with Iran failed to avert military confrontation. Disappoint. Iran vows retaliation, targets U.S. and Israeli interests. And they had said that before. Iran said that, that any attack on them would be met with force. I forget how they worded it, but this was said. Look at that. Look at this.
Oh, look, they got the Mansion building.
We're the ones that...
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! Okay, all right.
It's getting real. So it says, eyewitness video captures the moment.
Where in the world are you going to find the right headlight for your car or truck?
Commercials every damn where. Slovakia. It says, eyewitness video captures the moment of a strike near a U.S. base in Bahrain. Let's watch that again.
Oh, look, they got the NASA building.
Where that one said? This one,
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay. All right.
Yeah, man. And the Lord is orchestrating all of this, you know. So let's get back to the article. Matter of fact, let's read because this is where we're going with it. Isaiah 11:14. The second woe, right? Second World War is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Now, when you look at, so this is a video from Midas Touch, right? Fair use. I just want to, well, actually, I don't even need to play it because everything we're talking about. When you look at all the targets, Iran struck Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and this U.S. boat. So I mean, there's a lot of countries that are involved in this, and we can't forget that Iran is what's the word I'm looking for? Allies with two major superpowers, China and Russia, right? So as in I'm trying to remember, because from last I heard, let me see if I can find it. Here it goes, Israel. This was 2 weeks ago.
President Donald Trump says he told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that he intends to press ahead on talks with Iran. In a Truth Social post, Trump said nothing definitive was reached during their meeting in Washington, but he insists his preference is to reach a deal with Tehran. Netanyahu's office says the two leaders agreed to continue coordinating closely. President Donald Trump.
So what it appears to be is that Trump was trying to have some kind of peace talk with Iran, continue talks and everything, and Benjamin Netanyahu would pretty much wanted to, from my understanding, wanted to attack. And this was 2 weeks ago, and then now all of a sudden here we are, and these attacks took place. So I mean, as the scriptures say, let's get it. Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes, that he hath purpose against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, right? And the least of the flock is those small hats, those big noses, 1948ers, right? The ishes. Says, surely they shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, right? So those small hats are drawing Babylon into World War III, and at the same time, Trump is making all these enemies of these NATO and EU nations, man. So when it's all said and done, it's only going to be the U.S., Babylon, and Israel against everybody. And that's why the Lord said that they're going to shoot missiles on it and spare no missiles, all ye that bend the bow. All these nations that have nuclear capability, they're going to shoot and utterly burn Babylon with fire, man. Let's see. All right, let's get what Trump said real quick. I don't want to make this too long.
The United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces, and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, there you go. So let's read a little bit of this. So after Babylon and Israel struck, it says Iran responded with missile and drone launches of its own, spreading the conflict to the wider region. Air raid sirens wailed in Israel as it came under attack. Several countries in the Gulf also reported Iranian strikes, including Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. The Jordanian government, which also hosts major U.S. military bases, reported it downed 49 drones and ballistic missiles, threatening its territory, man. It says our objective is to defend the American people from eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime. Yeah, that's what DJ Nero Trump just said. So yeah, hey, it's going down. All praise to Yahawashi, man. Let's get Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi. Worship Yahawah, for the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. So prophecies are indeed coming forth and coming to pass, man. You know, this is Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy, man. And so the Lord is gathering these nations to be judged, man. And that's the will of the Lord. Isaiah 55:10. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Right? So the words of the Lord are indeed faithful and true, man. And the Lord is gathering these nations, for that, great World War III, right? And then, as it says in Second Ezra, while they're fighting each other, that's when Yahawashi and the angels are going to come and destroy them all, man. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. And this is, as a script, let's get that real quick. Because what's happening is Esau and Babylon are used to getting their way, and doing whatever they want, and none of the other nations can say anything. But this is what's happening. Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And that's what's about to come, right? Because these other nations are saying they're strong. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong, right? And this is what we go into whenever we talk about World War III. They're putting more and more, these other nations are putting more and more emphasis and effort and money into warfare, more weapons, artillery, missiles, drones, missile defense systems, right? Training, right? So they're putting more money into that than they would into like agriculture and things of that nature, right? And that's the weak. That's them saying I am strong. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahawashi. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And then, like I was just mentioning, when you read Second Ezra, I believe the second chapter, when it says they gathered together to subdue the man that came from the sea. Let's get subdue. Salakia. Second Ezra 13. Let's see. All right, let's start at 1. Second Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. That's Yahawashi and the angels. And Yahawashi that rideth upon that chariot, man. The so-called UFOs. 4th verse. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire, right? So those laser beams, coming out of them chariots, man, destroying everything. This is the power that we're talking about, man. It's far greater than anyone can fathom, man. Because you're talking about the creator of the heavens, the earth, the universe, everything, all the amazing creatures on this planet. This is nothing. What's impossible with man is possible with Yahawashi, man. And it says, 5th verse, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea, right? So they're going to be up there fighting, right? And they, like I think it was Reagan spoke about, if there was an outside threat, would they not put away their differences and fight that threat? Roughly paraphrasing, and that's exactly what's going to happen. World War III is going to be ensuing. These nations are going to be fighting each other, right? And then the Lord, Yahawashi, is going to come with the angels and destroy them all. And the scriptures speak about they were sore afraid, yet they still fought. There it goes right there, 8th verse. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight, right? Because the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to still fight, just to show his power to destroy them, man. So all praise to Yahawashi, man. This is all about to go down, and Esau's world is crumbling right before our very eyes, man. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, let me see if I had anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to report on this. World War III is looming, which means the ammo to the TB, the Karagma, is soon to be made mandatory, and look for further, major events that these devils will use, to push towards their end to the W to the O, man. Because they know that their time is short, so they're going to come down with great wrath, man. So I hope and pray that this lesson was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutations, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of this bitch. Salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom, abab abal, and kwam yasharallah. Hey, shalom. To the next one.